What if I told you that a self-driving car could miss a pedestrian, not because that AI is bad, but because of a tiny mistake made by a human annotator? Or imagine spending millions of dollars training an AI model only to discover the problem wasn't the algorithm, it was the dataset. In this video, I'll show you the three most dangerous mistakes that silently destroys AI model performance. If you're learning data annotation, computer vision, or machine learning, this is something you absolutely need to understand. And stay until the end because I'll also share 6 practical techniques used by professional annotation teams to ensure high quality datasets. Before we jump into the mistakes, let's understand one simple fact. AI doesn't learn from magic, it learns from the data we give it. Think of AI as a student. If you teach a student using wrong answers, incomplete notes, or inconsistent examples, can you expect them to score full marks? Of course not. The exact same things happened with the AI. The three major annotation mistakes that ruins the datasets are consistent annotation, missing object annotation, incorrect class labels. So let's look at each one by one. Imagine three different annotators labeling the exact same car. The first person draws a perfect tight bounding box. The second person leaves the huge empty space around the car. The third person crops half of the vehicle. Now imagine the AI trying to learn from these three completely different examples. The model starts asking itself, so what exactly is a car? Should I include empty space? Should I crop the object? Should I draw tightly? The AI gets confused because there is no consistent pattern. And remember, machine learning model don't understand common sense. They only recognize patterns. When your annotations aren't consistent, the model struggles to learn the correct pattern, leading the lower detection accuracy. So this is probably one of the most expensive mistakes in real world AI project. Imagine image with 5 cars, but the annotators has labeled only 4. What happens to the 5th car? The AI doesn't know it exists. Instead, it assumes this object must be the background. Now imagine repeating this mistake thousands of times. Eventually the model learns that many real objects are actually background. Then the result, when deployed in the real world, it starts missing vehicles, pedestrians, traffic signs, or any other object that wasn't consistently annotated. This reduces what is called as recall error, meaning the model fails to detect the object it should have detected. So this is called the impact of missing object in the annotation. Now let's look at another common mistake. Suppose a truck is labeled as a bus, a motorcycle is labeled as a bicycle, or even worse, a cat is labeled as a dog. To us these mistakes are obvious, but to the AI these becomes facts. The model literally learns this truck is a bus. Later during prediction, don't be surprised if it starts calling truck as buses, because that's exactly what you have trained it to do. Garbage in versus garbage out. So what happens after all these mistakes? It creates poor training data. Poor training data creates poor AI model, and here's the biggest misconception many beginners have. They think they can simply train the more epochs, or use a large neural networks, or tune more hyperparameters. Unfortunately, no amount of model tuning can completely fix the bad data. If your foundation is weak, your AI model will always struggle. That is why experienced ML engineers often spend more time improving datasets than tweaking the models. So how do professional annotation companies avoid these mistakes? So the first one is clear annotation guidelines. every annotator follows the exact same instruction. Second one, consistent training. All annotators receive standardized training before working on production data. Third one, consistent labels. Everyone uses the same class name and labeling standards. Fourth one is inter-annotator agreement. Multiple annotators label the same images and their work is compared. If their annotations differ significantly, it is a sign that the guidelines need improvement. Fifth one is regular error correction. Quality teams review the annotation before training begins. And finally, quality assurance. Dedicated QA reviewers inspect the data to catch errors before they even reach to the machine learning models. So let's quickly summarize. Poor AI models are often not caused by poor algorithm, they are caused by the poor annotation. Three mistakes you should always avoid are inconsistent annotation, missing object annotation, incorrect class labels. If you can eliminate these three errors, you have already creating datasets that are far better than most beginners. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up because it helps this channel reach more people interested in AI and data annotation. If you are serious about learning data annotation, computer vision, and building AI dataset from scratch, subscribe to the channel because I'll be uploading more practical tutorials every week. And here's a question for you. Which annotation mistake do you think is the hardest to catch during a project? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and I'll see you into the next video.